What's going on, guys? We're gonna be talking about Ozempic, and I have been trying to make this video for such a long time. I just couldn't find the right time to do it. But today was like a really busy day for me, and I'm just going to be taking off my makeup and getting out of the gig to talk about it. I just got off like a 3-hour live stream on TikTok, and it was a busy day today. I filmed like 2 YouTube videos, and I did a shopping channel video, did an interview, and stuff like that. But I'm not complaining. I'm happy to be working. So I was online the other day and somebody said, "You still make videos?" And I was like, "You'll be lucky to be my age and still making videos. You'll be lucky to be my age and still working in Hollywood." That's a joke. Anyways, okay, so this is Ozempic. I have been on this for a very long time. Off and on. I've been on this thing off and on. Okay, where's the damn eyelash? Okay, so I'm gonna be telling you the good, the bad, and the bottom line. Ozempic, to me, I'll tell you how it started. I knew about Ozempic because people were saying that Kardashians were on Ozempic because they were getting so skinny, and that so many people were on Ozempic because they were getting skinny, whatever. I am type 2 diabetic. My diabetes is controlled. Type 2. A1C is about a 6.7, 6.6, so we're under 7. Really, really good. That's why I say it's controlled. I've been doing pretty good. I have my days where I mess up, but I get back on when it comes to eating sugar and stuff like that, right? But anyways, this is Ozempic. I got it because I went to my doctor and I was losing a lot of weight. Then I plateaued, and I went to him and I said, "Hey, I lost a lot of weight. You know, I've had plastic surgery, I've had liposuction, I have a tummy tuck, I've had my teeth done, like I had Botox, I have done a lot. And so I needed to get rid of the visceral fat. So I started working out. And then I wanted to get under 200. And I was like stuck right there because I would just get at 205, 201, 207, 209. And I'm like, why can't I get under 200? It was so frustrating. So I went to my doctor and I was like, I'm just stuck, I need help. He said, well, because you're type 2 diabetic, you qualify for this medication called Ozempic. But then he told me that before he prescribed it to me, he had to make sure my body could take it. And so we did an EKG test, we did ultrasound of the heart, we did some type of infusion where they put this needle here, and it filled my blood vessels up with like a color. So when they did x-rays, they could see how the blood's flowing. That makes sense. So that was a lot. I was there for a very long time because I did it all in one day. EKG of the heart, x-rays, blood work, and I also did a stress test, which they put all these patches on my body and had me run on a treadmill to see how my blood was pumping and working, and they did that whole test. It was a lot. Then the doctor came back in, he said, you know, everything looks great from what I see here, and I'm gonna go ahead and prescribe this to you. He said, here is your first month. And he gave it to me for free, like a box. This is a sample. He went like this. He did all that thing. He put it in my arm. Is there a needle in here? No, there's no needle. He put it in my arm, and I was like, I didn't even feel anything. He said, there you go, your first dose. He said, keep it here, whatever. If you know that, this is the blue one, it's the starter one. After you go through this one so many times, you can move up to a different color. So we did that. Then I've noticed that whole day I just wasn't hungry. It seemed like when I normally would crave sugars and food, I would get a headache. It was almost like rewiring my brain not to crave food. Rewiring my brain not to crave certain things. And then the side effects. Oh my God. The side effects were just nausea, dizziness, a little bit. I just felt sick. Yeah, and the thing is, like, if you feel sick and you feel nauseous, you don't want to eat. But it was working. So I did lose weight, I wasn't eating unhealthy, and my A1C did drop even lower, which is what we ultimately wanted. But to me, it didn't drop significantly enough, just a little bit. Like by 1 point, if that. Like let's say 6.7, it went to a 6.6. Girl, it just, to me, I was like, no. But I've only stayed on the blue. I never went up to any other levels. Because I just never did. I did it for 3 months. I got off of it, and then the hunger came back, the cravings came back, and I was like, let me do it again. So then I got back on it for another 3 months. I kind of knew what I was getting into at that point. I did notice that there were points where I was out of breath because I wasn't eating a lot of protein. I was just drinking my little like healthy nutritional shakes and stuff. But if you're gonna be on it, when you do eat protein, it'll help you out a lot. Just saying, this is my opinion, it's my opinion. Because you know, when you're not eating that much, you don't have the energy, you know, so you feel tired. And another side effect I had, I was like very like sleepy. I just wanted to sleep and rest. And this did that. It really threw me for a loop, but it did work. But ultimately, looking back on Ozempic, oh, by the way, after the 1 month free trial, it was about $900 for it. with my insurance of Blue Cross Blue Shield. I'm supposed to be taking off my makeup. I'm gonna be using Patrick Star, not sponsored, Go Off setting spray to take off this makeup. I love this because I just spray it like this. Let me see if I can get it on here. And it just starts eating away and dissolving the makeup. And for me, I wear a little clown makeup. It really cuts through and it's easy for me to wipe off. I get, what is this, makeup wipes by Lorella, the small independent brand. I like the makeup wipes, they actually work. Okay. So, being on Ozempic, oh, and if you want this, I'm gonna link it here on the YouTube shop thing, so I get a small commission, probably like a penny or something, who knows. All right, so being on Ozempic, like, food, when I did eat, tasted like nothing. Let's say my favorite food was like chicken pasta or something. If you were to give me that, I would be like, it doesn't really taste as good. And it did that. Like, it didn't make me hungry, and when I did eat, the food tasted not so good. It made the food have no kick or flavor. So that's, oh my God. That was the worst part too. Because like, if you love to eat and try new foods and what it tastes like, you're not really gonna taste it. Like, if you ever had COVID and then you really don't taste the food, that's kind of like what it did. Aside from it being super expensive, and like I said, I'm surprised that my insurance didn't cover it for free. I did pay out of pocket for it a few times that I had it. But ultimately, I stopped using it because I felt like what it's doing is it's making you not hungry. But isn't that the same thing of like just having willpower and saying no to the foods you know you shouldn't be eating anyway? So then I came to the conclusion that if you're a person who has no willpower to say no to unhealthy foods, then this is a tool, because to me, it's a tool to help you lose weight, to develop those healthy habits so you won't eat that unhealthy food. So when I got off of Ozempic the second time, again, cravings came back. I wanted to eat unhealthy and stuff like that, but I had those habits. I would just say no. And if you're someone who believes in, what do you call that? Like fasting, intermittent fasting. This kind of does that for you too, because there were moments where I would wake up at 6 in the morning and not eat anything until like 12 noon or something, other than water. So it kind of helped me with that too. But I think I developed those healthy habits to like intermittent fast for 12 to 16 hours. I've also developed those habits to just say no to things, but also like, I just don't crave certain things anymore. But at the same time, sometimes I do. And then that's when I'm like, no, I'm okay. I think Ozempic can help people because it definitely helped me. But I also feel like if it's too expensive for you, you can just do the whole willpower. And I know that's hard for some people too. I did lose weight on it, but I also did gain some weight back. I got to the point where some of my friends and family were telling me, okay, you need to get off of Ozempic because you are getting way too skinny. And they told me that, and I was like, whoa. They were like, you look unhealthy. You have lost so much weight. You need to get off Ozempic because you look so skinny. Like, you could see like my little rib cage and stuff like that. And even though I was so skinny at that moment, I felt like nauseous and dizzy. I was sickening. I felt nauseous. I felt sick to house. So I was like, okay, cool. So I got off of it, gained a few pounds back. I kind of leveled out. Like, I lost some, gained some, but he's like right in the middle. And I was like, okay, cute. Now I want to talk about the people, because I know a lot of people out there who take Ozempic and they're not type 2 diabetes. They're not diabetic. So there's websites that you can go to. You have to see a doctor, and they will prescribe you Ozempic. It doesn't look like this. It comes like in a vial, and you inject it yourself, and you do that whole gig. To my friends who are using Ozempic, who are not type 2 diabetes, there is a shortage on these, so people who need it aren't getting it. Girl, they're on Ozempic, and I always ask them, and anybody who's going to be on it, how are you going to do this? Do you plan on doing it the rest of your life? You want to do 6 months, 12 months, 3 months? Because to me, this is a tool to help you lose weight. This is a tool for you to develop healthy habits. I never went into it thinking like this is a lifetime thing I'm gonna do, because even though it works, it does make you feel like crap. Even though it works, sometimes I would just be so snippy and angry for a little bit because like I'm hungry. You know what I'm saying? Because like not noticing that I haven't ate, I would get cranky. So I'm like, oh my God, like come on, hurry up. Like literally like that. Cause you know, when you don't eat, you get cranky. And so this kind of makes you feel a little cranky sometimes. I'm not gonna say belligerent or like really, really angry, but like you're like, whoa, cause I would notice it. Like I always have people around me, people who work for me, they're like, whoa, you're really cranky today. I'm like, girl, I haven't ate, that's why. And like, oh, okay, I get it. This is it. Would I go back on Ozempic? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not, I don't know. I think that, I just feel like the nauseousness and dizziness, I didn't like that. I already didn't like it. But I do like the fact that it just made me not hungry. I just wish the side effects weren't there. The side effects weren't that bad to the point where I had to stop. Not at all. But they were just really annoying. And then, yes, they do go away. But what I did notice, oh my God, what I did notice is that let's say you take this every Friday. Because for those who don't know, this pin will last you 1 month. So that means like every Friday, you have to poke yourself real quick. Easy peasy, right? By like Thursday or Wednesday, I was already feeling kind of hungry. So it was like wearing off. So then I would have to, you know, when your day comes and you re-up, you're like back at it again, not eating, you know, stuff like that. So I noticed that when it, like I said, when it was getting close to inject myself again, like that day or the day hours prior, I would start being like, man, I'm really hungry now. Like I need to eat something, you know, I'm craving foods now. Interesting enough, I did want sugar even more. When I was on it, like I would eat like chicken breast and like, oh my God, I totally missed this part, guys. I can't believe I missed this part, oh my God. When I did eat, oh my God. I get full like that. Like, let's say you eat, this is your stomach, you eat something and this is how it goes down normally and then you poop it out. On Ozempic, when you eat something, it's in your belly, but it's moving so slow. Oh my God. So you feel full longer. So you don't want to eat. There were times that like I've overate and I was like, oh my God, I'm so full. And I didn't even eat that much, but because of Ozempic, it just slows down the way your body like pushes food through your belly. I felt so full longer. And I hated that feeling. I hated it. Ugh, so annoying. So now that I'm off of it, I'm happy that like I don't feel full all the time. Because imagine eating the smallest meal and feeling full. It's almost like those people who get like lap band surgery or like a gastric sleeve and they're like, oh, I can't eat that much. It's just like the shot of that almost. Now I know how they kind of feel, but not really. I don't know because I've never done that. I've never had that surgery. I don't think I would want to do that one or not. But, you know, I think weight loss is such a personal thing. So a lot of people struggle with it, especially with me. Like, my weight goes up and down a lot. So I've always been like, always been like that person who's like, I'll lose a lot of weight and then like I'll gain a lot back and I'll lose a lot of weight. So I just yo-yo a lot. I don't know why. I just like always been that way. So I have been like at my heaviest. I've been at my skinniest. Like I've been like through it all. And what I've noticed is that like just like the food that I eat really does affect me for the next couple of hours. So if I'm eating really unhealthy foods, I'm gonna just not feel great, you know? And if I eat healthy, then I'm gonna feel marvelous and I'm gonna wanna even go out more and just be more active and stuff like that. So being on Ozempic for the time that I was on it, it really got to like open my eyes to what medicine can do for you. But I feel like and this is my opinion, I just feel like dieting and exercising and having that willpower is the key. I could be wrong, but like that's kind of like the old-fashioned way. But this will help you if you need that boost, you know? This can be a tool. Just me personally, I don't recommend this for a life-changing thing. I mean, like using it for a lifetime, but maybe 6 months, maybe 3 months. Try it out and then, you know, do your different pin colors. This is the blue pin, so there are 2 levels on it. And if you need more of Ozempic, then you move up to a different colored pin that has more medicine in it. Let's talk about Ozempic face. So there's this, like, if you look up Ozempic face, it talks about people's face just like looking frail or whatever, like weird, whatever. But like if you're not eating and you're losing a lot of weight, yeah, your face is gonna look hollow. It's not Ozempic face, it's called like being too skinny face. Like I see in some of my friends that are like extreme dieters, and their face looks so skinny, and I'm like, girl, I can see all your wrinkles now. You have like no collagen, you have no fat in your face, so you look older. Like you should eat a little bit more, girl. And I'm just being honest. They're like, yeah, I know. So like, it can give you that look if you're like just like really losing a lot of weight. But that happens with Ozempic and without Ozempic. Like you just dieting and not eating that much anyway. I don't know. I hope that makes sense. Like I feel like a lot of people are scared or on the fence of Ozempic, but I'm gonna say this: talk to your doctor about it, because it's not meant for everybody. It's truly not. Eyesight. Let's talk about the eyesight portion of Ozempic. My doctor told me that this can make your vision like a little bit blurry, and to like, you know, just keep an eye on your eyesight. So when I was on it, there were times where I would go like this because things would get a little bit blurry, but that was, to me, that was like a side effect, and it did go away. Nothing to be like alarmed about, but like it did happen. I also did get like a little rash like right here, and I just put on some medication, like over-the-counter cream, and then it went away. That was like the first time I got on it. When the first time you do Ozempic, you might have every side effect in the book. Really did. As for vomiting, didn't have that. I didn't have that experience with this. Yes, it did cause me to get nauseous, but it wasn't to the point where I can't sit in the car. It wasn't into a point where I would like have to lay down because I was so dizzy. It was nothing like that. And if it did, I would take like Dramamine to help like balance things out. I'm trying to think of anything else that I missed on it. I don't know. I think that there are other variations of this. I mean, I know there's Ozempic, but there's like other forms of it, like other names of it. And then now I see a lot of weight loss clinics selling semaglutide, where you can get like an injection of semaglutide, which I think is the main ingredient of this that helps you just not feel that hungry, if that makes sense. Maybe that's something I could try, but I don't know. But anyways, I think I've been on here long enough. I'm trying to cover everything that like, I don't know, I'm trying to cover everything. If you're gonna be on it, eat a lot of protein, okay? Like, try to eat all your protein. And I just felt tired on it the first time around. That's because I wasn't eating that much. But all my side effects subsided, and they would come back, they would come and go. And then after I stopped taking Ozempic, because I was on the lower levels, so I never had to like wean myself out. But after I stopped taking Ozempic, I felt great, and then I felt like my stomach was accustomed to being small, that when I did overeat, I felt so full again. So that was that, because your stomach wasn't used to eating that much food, and then now you're off of it, and maybe you're eating a lot more. And now, another thing I want to say is that when I was on Ozempic, when I was hungry, and I would order all this food, and it would get here, and I would just take a few bites, and I'm so full, literally so full, and just leave it there. So my eyes were definitely bigger than my stomach when I was on Ozempic, when I did get hungry, and I wouldn't eat that much of whatever I ordered. It was like so crazy too, because I would order like more food than I normally would because I was so hungry, but I wouldn't eat it all because you're just not hungry. You take a few bites and you get super full. But anyways, if I can describe the feeling of, because it's hard for people to fathom the feeling of like not feeling hungry. So it's like you can offer me like my favorite food, and you can put, hey, do you want it? And I'll just be like, no. And it's like you just have that feeling of you just don't want it. Or sometimes you'll have like this feeling of like, ugh, oh no, girl, I'm not craving that at all. But normally you would. But you have that feeling like you just don't want it. And it's interesting how this drug makes you feel that way. It really rewire the brain to not crave unhealthy food while you're on it. I thought that was so crazy. And it altered it in a state of even smell, even taste, and then you feel super full when you're on it. And then I never had constipation on it. I think a lot of people, I'm gonna drink some water. My throat is kind of dry. I'm drinking this water that I picked up at Whole Foods called Liquid Death. It's mountain water. I'm a water connoisseur. Hold on. It's like very smooth. But anyways, all that to say this. Did I get it on myself? I don't think so. If you want Ozempic, you have to talk to your doctor about it because it might not be for you. Does that make sense? I don't know. I think I'm dragging it out at this point. Let me know your thoughts about Ozempic down below. I also get a lot of comments like, are you on it? Are you still on Ozempic and stuff like that? And I was like, no. But what I did notice is like, I didn't really work out that much when I was on Ozempic. I work out more now that I'm off of it than when I was on it. I just didn't feel like that much energy when I was on it because you wasn't eating that much. Anyways, let me know what you think about that drama in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, I love you so much.